everyone, welcome to my channel, Asaf Levin's Spearfishing Adventures. Today we'll be talking about squid cleaning. In this specimen that we have here that I freshly caught, we'll be talking about a species called big fin reef squid, quite predominant today in the Mediterranean Sea, that came to us from the Red Sea. A bit on the squid's anatomy: squids having barely no bones at all, so they're very fibrous. But they do have two front tentacles that allows them to grab their prey very strong and very fast, and 8 more arms that, after the prey is being caught, allow it to hold it. So we're talking about a creature with 10 total arms or appendages. First, I'd like to note the big eyes that allows the squid to prey at night. Squids are night hunters. And also, when we lower the squid down, we see the siphon, which allows exertion of water and ink and fast movement and evasion. Next, we'll note the fins that allows for high resolution movement. And finally, the most interesting, the chromatophores, which are cells that by contraction of muscles allow the squid to change the color. Now notice that this specimen is dead, but still the colors are changing. Okay, so the chromatophores were the last anatomy fact. Now we'll move for the cleaning of the squid. For that we will use sharp scissors, maybe a sharp knife. The first part I'll remove the head, and now we'll be with one hand with the mantle and with the other hand with the eyes and the tentacles. Now next we'll remove the tentacles from the eyes and the brain, and we'll discard the eyes and the brain to the garbage bin. We don't have any use for them. Okay, next we'll reveal the beak from the tentacles. This is the beak. Cephalopods have beak and not teeth. And a gentle squeeze outside and we'll be able to remove the hard and unedible beak, and we'll discard it to the garbage bin. Now the tentacles are a bit slimy, so a quick wash and we'll remove all of the slime, and we'll be able to get the meat out of it without the slime. This is the tentacles, and we'll put them on the plate. Now for the artistic part, notice that the ink is located in the rear part of the squid, and now it will reveal itself after we'll plunge our hand inside the squid just like so, and remove the entrails and insides, and voila, a lot of ink will show itself. A tip for you: do the step under running water. It's preferably to dilute the ink right away, but not to worry if you have ink stains on your sink. Simple bleaching will remove the ink completely. Alright, so now that we removed most of the internals away, we'll pluck out the squid bone, or the squid float bone. Now this is a special organ that allows the squid to control its buoyancy, much like the cuttle bone in cuttlefish, a different animal. Notice the transparency and the flexibility of this part in comparison to a squid, which is not flexible and not transparent. A little bit of washing here and then to make sure that the inside mantle is clean without any organs whatsoever. Alright, so this is clean enough for us, and we'll be able to continue for the next step. Notice the 2 fins on the sides of the squid. Now what we're doing right now is pinching the chromatophore layer, which I mentioned previously, and we're just trying to pinch a corner between the fins until something yields, and it yielded. If you have a problem doing this step and you can't do it easily, you can use a small knife to make a small serration, after which the chromatophores will be removed easily. But it's worthy to mention that the removal of the skin of the chromatophores is not really important. It's not mandatory. The taste remains the same with or without them. It's more of an aesthetic thing to do. Going back for the fin, we'll remove the fin from the skin. I like the fins. Some people don't eat them, but it's the same taste as the main mantle, which we'll be making wings in a few moments. Now this was the first fin, and now the second fin presented to you here. Now for the mantle. The mantle is the place from which the famous squid rings originates. We'll be bringing in a moment a knife and make rings in width of 1 centimeter and 1.5 centimeter. So for our American people, it's like half an inch roughly, and a sharp knife and a sharp chef knife. Doesn't have to be Japanese, but mine is. And we're making a narrow rings just like so. These rings will be fried, cooked, whichever you prefer. This is the raw material after which we have worked so hard, not really, and some cooking advice. If you're frying calamari like most of the sane normal people in the world, please make it 1 until 2 minutes tops in a very hot oil, because the squids and the cephalopods as a general has a very fibrous tissues that become hard after 2 minutes, or you can make them for an hour cooking like in a stew and it will be soft again, but only after such a period of time. Thank you guys for listening and viewing. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll be making and sharing more content in the future. See you!